Thank you all. I feel really very honored to be invited by Professor Meloni from Peking to be here. In this talk, I will take the opportunity to share what we do in Peking in the Department of History and in the Center of Classical and Medieval Studies, and share some considerations about our teaching and our research and our consideration for the future generation. The religious study in China and also in our Peking University covers a wide range of religions like Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and others. I am a scholar of medieval Christianity, so today I will take the study of Christianity as an example to share my experience and consideration. So in China, generously, the study of religions are not very encouraged by the government, so we do not have a huge department for religious studies. But if you want to study religions, you can study in various departments like Department of History, of Philosophy, of Foreign Languages, and also there is a newly founded Center for Classical and Medieval Studies. It is an interdisciplinary research and teaching institute and also a dependent center, so it is attached to Peking University's Department of History, but it includes various fields and disciplines, and I am also from this center. I will talk a little about the history of the center. For us, the most important thing is people. First we have Professor Peng Xiaoyu, who founded the center. He belongs to the first generation of Chinese scholars after the Cultural Revolution, who had the opportunity to enter the university and then to study abroad. And so Professor Peng got his doctorate degree in the Catholic University of America and with Professor Blumenthal. And also his study covers a wide range, like canon law, medieval ecclesiastical history, Christianity and modern nation states, and Christianity in the 20th century, especially in the US. So this variety and this large scope benefits a lot the religious study and especially the study of Christianity at Peking University. And for the center, we also have the vice director, Professor Gao Fengfeng, who is from the Department of English, and his research areas is biblical interpretation of Latin patristic writers, as well as the transformation of classical tradition in early Christianity. And we also have Professor Wu Tianyue. I think this is a professor whom Professor Meloni met in January in Peking. He is a specialist for Asian and medieval philosophy, especially Augustine and Aquinas. So you can see, all of the leaders of our center, they have a strong focus on Christianity, but from different fields. And we also have a young faculty in our center. We not only do Christianity, but we also do typical classic and medieval studies like Greek Roman studies. We have Professor Van Willik from Netherlands, and Professor Wu Jingyuan from Taiwan. They do typical classical studies. And we also have faculties like Professor Lin Lijuan, whose focus is on Greco-Arabic studies and Syriac Christianity, and Professor Chen Yingxue, with the focus on the history of Orthodox Church. And also, and the last one is me, and and my research area is medieval papacy and also the Europe-Asia contact, and also manuscript studies. So I think all of us have a special focus on the East, so it is beyond the traditional scope of classical and medieval studies in Europe. And it's also very important for us to have support from international experts, like Professor Muchler. He is a German and he used to work for the center since its starting point. Sorry. And also Professor Kos, he is a Benedictine monk, and he used to teach at Peking University for more than 10 years. And we also have very good collaboration and friendship with Professor Leopold Lieb and Michael Filero. Their support for the center and for the study of Christianity in Peking universities are very, very precious. And as you can see, the last three which I mentioned, they all used to study Chinese at Furen Catholic University in Taiwan, and then they came to China. And in China, basically they teach Greek and Latin and also Hebrew, but because of their identity and their research interest, so it also benefits the study of Christianity in China. And then I will talk about our speciality of the study of Christianity, because I think it is deeply connected to the Chinese history and also the Chinese context. So I name a few fields which we work on, like the mission of East Syriac Christianity in the Tang Dynasty and also in Yuan Dynasty, and the Catholic mission in China by the Franciscans in the Yuan Dynasty and by Jesuits in the Ming and Qing Dynasty. And also because of the interest to socialism, to Marxist, so the Christian theology and social movements in America, as well as the liberation theology in Latin America, are also deeply intensively studied at Peking University. And besides, we also do the very traditional and classical study for Christianity in Roman Empire, in East Roman Empire, and also in medieval Europe. And we organize conference, lectures, seminars. I named a few examples. The first one, the papacy at the Mongolian reigns in the 13th and 14th century. It is an international conference, and it is organized by Peking University and in collaboration with Germany. And also we invited leading scholars like Professor Mark Dickens. He's expert for the East Syriac Christianity, and he came to us for 3 talks. And we also organize reading seminars, like by the seminar by Professor Han Sicheng. He's an English. And he organized a reading seminar on the letters sent from China to Pope Innocent the 12th. So as you can see, we study Christianity, but with a focus on Chinese history and Chinese context. And so I'll talk about our consideration for the future generation. I think one of the most important things is we build a specific library for the research and for the teaching. And it is a large number of the collections and fundings are donated by Professor Muchila, who used to work with us. So we also named this library after his name. So this is our specific library, and we also have a website, but unfortunately it is not launched but maybe hopefully in the near future. So we have a digital humanity database tracker. The database is not built by ourselves, but we use the tracker to keep track of new digital database and projects, as well as being acquainted with those that have been created in the past. And we also have 2 journals from our center. The one is classical and medieval studies, and the other is more general Hellenic and Western studies on Hellenic and Western civilization. And we publish articles of the young generation, of young scholars, and also of our doctoral students. And regarding a student training program, I think we put a great emphasis on the courses in ancient languages and also in modern languages, because we are very far away from Europe and the language barrier is very great. So it's very difficult for us to learn language. And we organize national standardized tests for Latin and Greek. It's like Latinum and Grecum in Germany. And we also have basic trainings in the history and in Christian theology and philosophy, with focus on Augustinus, Aquina, and also fundamental theology and systematical theology. And so at last, we have a very good opportunity for students because they can either enroll in a full PhD program abroad or to study abroad as exchange students, and all are financed by the China Scholarship Council. It is the largest scholarship in China, and I was also financed by this council to get my PhD in Germany, and then I come back to China. And also for scholars and students who are interested in studying in China, so this scholarship also provides opportunity for foreigners to come in China or to exchange for a while. And basically, our doctoral training at Peking University is relatively vague because we typically send our bachelor and master students abroad to get their PhD. So we think, for the study of Christianity, China is a very young. It's a very young institute, and we must go abroad to study their culture, their languages, and their history. So we put emphasis on the exchange opportunity. And that is all of my presentation, and I really appreciate your patience, and thank you very much. Thank you.